Hello, I'm Matt Guff from thehouse.com, and these are 2018 Ride Insano snowboard boots. They're designed for intermediate to advanced level hard charging riders that want a lot of support when they're free riding. Could this be a freestyle boot? Yes, if you really like supportive boots. The Insano has a feel and flex of about an 8, a little bit stiffer than your average boot, of course, and a really cool double boa closure system. One thing I really love about the Insano though is actually this liner. This is what's called a dream liner. It's Intuition heat moldable, so even out of the box the boots are going to fit well in your natural body heat. It's going to help mold your foot to that liner, or mold the liner to your foot. But if you have the ability to heat mold them, definitely do that. That's where the Insanos really shine, because they have a low profile and they have a wonderful fit. There's the dual boa system. It's an H3 boa coiler. There's one section that's controlled by this dial, which is the upper zone, and then the lower zone is controlled by the lateral boa system. And then the tongue is kind of actually pretty interesting. This is a kind of like a slime style tongue. Now this tongue is a little bit more supportive, and what Ride says has rebound to it. Now I'm not necessarily sure about if I would use the word rebound, but what I can say is that this definitely feels well. It feels like it's not being compressed by your straps when you're riding, and it does feel like you have a little bit more support over that toe side edge, or it definitely feels like you have a lot more support over that toe side edge. And then of course there's going to be this awesome little rubber tread that you find underneath the foot. This is a Michelin style rubber. They do have extra like softer panels inside the midsole, but you know, the tread is good, but it's not overly bulky, and the Michelin rubber really isn't that thick, and it doesn't actually make the boots very heavy. The shell does have a lot of support panels. There's a nice little backstay, of course, and then articulation, which is nice because it allows the boot to flex over the top of the toe side edge without a lot of material pinching. But yeah, again, the Insano is a good low profile boot that's supportive. You know, there's a lot of boots out there that are you know, fairly stiffer, that sometimes have a lot of bulk, and this one's actually pretty low pro. Now inside this thing is actually a lot of cool stuff. They have what's called a tall boy cuff. It's an internal lacing system that goes around this dream style liner, and the tall boy just seems to be a little bit higher, a little bit more supportive. And then you also see that heat reflective foil that just actually helps your body heat stay in your boot and not disperse out underneath the foot. That's where you'll see a lot of problems with people getting cold feet. Besides the top of the foot, is actually on the bottom. If there's very little rubber protecting your foot, the cold actually gets into your boot that way the most. And then of course there's going to be this dream liner. Now again, this is heat moldable. It's made by Intuition. Intuition and Ride have a special collab where no one else is really using this style of Intuition foam for their liners, which is great. They have cord out sections where the ankles are. There's little breathability panels up on the lateral medial side, and then that lockdown turbo lacing system. So in combination with that tall boy cuff, it actually locks down on the center of the tongue, so you don't have a lot of stuff floating around on the inside of your boots. Another great thing that keeps the laces or the tongue centered is just simple Velcro. But you'd be surprised how much this helps. If you've ever ridden a boot without Velcro that supports the tongue being centered, you'll ride all day and all of a sudden your tongue will be like on like the outside of your boot, which is kind of crazy. There is external kind of support panels that you see there. They're not too beefy, but there is nice little J-bars inside of that heel pocket area. Keep your heels nice and locked down. That's another cool thing. You know, the heels really on this boot aren't very big or wide, so if you have a narrow heel and you don't like heel lift, well, you know, Insano is going to be an awesome fit. And then underneath is going to be an Impacto style sole or footbed. This is a kind of like 3 different styles of materials. There's a nice hard ridgeline cradle around the heel, and then with a nice arch support. A little bit of extra padding underneath that heel, but everything else is pretty much just die cut. So it's actually a pretty darn good insole for a really rad boot, the Insano. That, of course, you can check out at thehouse.com. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment or a question, and remember to subscribe to the channel.